So a few of us from Pathway have been asked to share what us as young people and youth in the church would like prayer for. So I specifically kind of want to speak about probably more the older side of youth, so people who are leaving school maybe, or making decisions about their future that are really crucial. So I'm leaving school this year. I'm in upper sixth, but I don't even know what I'll be doing come September time. I don't really have a plan laid out. But there might be people unlike me who have everything planned out and know exactly what they're doing with their life. But I think probably just prayer that people would be reminded that no matter what way things go, if they get into the university they want to, if they don't, or if they don't get the grades they want, or if they have no idea what the future holds, that it's okay because God has a plan, and that whatever happens is part of God's plan, and that we would just be reminded of that, because it can be very easy to ignore that and think it's the end of the world if we don't get the grades we want or into the university we want. So just that reminder. And also as we're kind of moving and changing and meeting new people and making new friends, that we would hopefully be surrounded with a good influence of people, and people that would encourage us, and people that would not like make us stray away from our faith, because especially like in university there's this culture of going out all the time and partying, and you don't want to be surrounded by a bad influence of people, and it can be very easy to fall into the temptations of going with the crowd and trying to fit in. So probably just also prayer that people would stay with the good influence of people and not fall into temptations, and be encouraged to stick to their faith and stay strong in their faith, even in times where it can be challenging. And also, it might be hard for some people who struggle to make friends. It can be quite a lonely time for some people. So just pray prayer that people would be able to make friends and meet people that are good influence to them. So yeah, that's really all. Just in general, just prayer that people would remember that God has a plan, and that whatever happens is all part of his plan, and that it'll be okay if you don't get the grades you want, basically.
The main thing that people, like young people, are focused on at the minute is revising for their exams that are coming up in like May, June time. And I know myself and a couple of other sixth form were doing A-levels, but even for the younger people who are doing GCSEs and tracking, I think as a church group that we should be praying for their ability to obviously revise well and put in the prep and do the work that they can up to the exams, but just praying that we would all remember that we can talk to God, even if it's the middle of an exam, or if you've 10 minutes left or you haven't started yet, we can pray to him. And I think that it's so important that we remember that. So I think that as a church group, that if you could pray for young people to remember that even though exams are stressful, even though they're really difficult, and at the time they seem like the most difficult things that we'll ever do, to just remember that people are praying for us. The exams are going to go however they're going to go. God already knows exactly what score you got, and I think we need to remember that.
We all choose different topics, and mine is definitely based on friendships and relationships. So there's a few different points I kind of want to ask you guys to pray for. The first one is the relationships that the kids form with each other in youth. We are a support system, we are a family as a church, but it is important that the kids don't feel forgotten about as a huge church that we are, that they feel that they have relationships inside youth that they can go to, their friends, and they can ask for help and for prayer and for guidance on things that maybe they don't know how to deal with. The second point would be to develop relationships with us as leaders, us as Pathway, and the actual leaders who run youth and collective, that they feel as if they can come and speak to any of us if there is ever a problem, whether they think it not as important, or if it's in youth or not in youth, they should see us as people they can always talk to. And then the last one is just general relationships in their lives. I know how hard relationships and friendships can be when you're younger, and they are difficult, and they're a lot to cope with when they have a million other things going on with family, with school. And we just want to ask you guys for some prayer that everyone would realise that their main relationship is God, and their relationships in their life should be benefiting that, and they should be going towards that as well. So thank you guys so much for praying for us, and we do all really appreciate it. Thank you.